You see, 2024 is just here with us. And I'm sure most of you are aware that the federal government's 2024 budget has been approved.
Really?
And you can estimate how much success a government can achieve by the type of things they give priority to in their budget.
Learn a lesson.
Because our people used to say, a chick that will grow into a cock is spotted the day it hatches.
No problem.
But by paying a critical attention to the details of this budget, I was just left with,
Hey, Jesus Christ.
It is finished.
The only thing I saw was a budget that will add more corruption in new dimensions.
Hey!
A budget that seemed to depict lack of priority.
Man, no that.
I don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but this budget seems like the people that presented it are not paying attention to what the people are going through at the moment. Now, to start with, we are having a 27.5 trillion naira budget. And for the past few years in Nigeria, almost 40% of our budget is left for debt servicing. Debt servicing is paying the interest in the money we are owing. Not paying the debt, so paying the interest. And then this particular government, 2024, they will be borrowing another $7.8 billion and 100 million euros to to fund the deficit in the budget.
Nigeria president
now, from the 27-point-something trillion we have, 4 trillion has been reserved for service-wide votes. This is a fund that was established to curb unforeseen circumstances in the country. But the problem with this 4 trillion is that they didn't indicate how this money is going to be implemented or used. But just know that at the end of 2024, the 4 trillion will be gone. Nobody is going to tell you how many intervention programs that the federal government had.
We don't know why it's going on.
Now, 1 billion was budgeted for the presidency as sitting allowance.
What?
Another 98.5 billion was budgeted for presidency's personal cost. 20 billion budgeted for renovation and construction of vice president's residential quarters.
Wonders.
Renovation and then construction.
2
2 billion to renovate the vice president's residence in Abuja. 3 billion to renovate his residence in Lagos, and then 15 billion to build another residence.
A town hall.
To put it into perspective, the student loan which was established this year is 5 billion. That means we are using 4 times of the student loan to create luxury for a man that is already swimming in luxury. The average professor in Nigeria earns monthly salary of 400,000. So without removing taxes, in a year, an average of 5 million. That means you are using the salary of 3,000 professors to create luxury where it is not necessary.
God will see you.
Another 10 billion was now budgeted to digitalize the president and vice president's quarters.
What type of plane is
8 billion to renovate the president's quarters. And another 8 billion was budgeted last year for the same renovation. But in total, the money that was budgeted for construction, renovation, and digitalization of the president and vice president quarters is more than what was budgeted for the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development and the Ministry for Solid Mineral Development combined together.
Hey!
And we are growing our economy in 2024. Just the play. Just the play.
This man.
Now, 12.1 billion was budgeted to build library for the Senate. That's 12 billion to build where senators are going to be reading books. another 3 billion to buy books for the library. So in total, 15 billion for the legislative library project.
You have to have capacity.
3 billion to build a new parking space for the senators.
Okay.
You know, we bought them cars earlier, and they said why they cannot use their other official cars is because the roads are bad. So instead of fixing the road, they will now buy better cars that can fit the bad road. But that one is a story for another day. Another 3 billion to construct parking space for House of Representatives. A total of 6 billion for parking space legislative projects.
Clap for that.
Now, the office of the Chief of Staff to the President got a 21 billion naira allocation.
Oga fit sack you.
Last year, Chief of Staff to the President got 519 million. So if you put it in perspective, this present government is allocating to his Chief of Staff 400 times what the past Chief of Staff got.
I could have killed a lot.
You see, the fact that as Africans, we allow this lack of priority, or we allow this wastefulness, or this cost of governance to thrive is one of the reasons why prayer for Nigeria in distress has not been working since we started praying that prayer.
We have to.
So as you are shouting and declaring that the government will favor you in 2024, remember that it is time to start paying attention to what the people in power are doing with the available resources in their disposal.
Hell. Gini mero watch again here.